Well, with a big smile on his face, two-time world champion Dean Rice. And Dean, firstly, I don't think you were really expecting Venezuela in the final.
No, we weren't. It was a bit of a surprise. I think everyone was expecting Australia to be in the final. Current world champions, probably the best pitcher in the world. So we're expecting that. But that being said, Venezuela, very good baseball nation. So maybe it's not that big a surprise.
I know you finished in 2000, but when Reece hit that home run, it was almost as if you're still playing. The emotion's still there, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's fantastic when you see any ball hit out the park, especially a Black Sox player. So that gives us the lead. We're up 4-1. It's fantastic.
You reckon the boys will bring it home?
I think they will bring it home now. The pitcher will gain confidence. The boys will gain confidence in the field. So, yep, I think we've got it.
All right, thanks very much for your time.
Cheers. Thanks.
Well, early days, Dean Rice was a brilliant player in his day. Played a lot of ball with him, no doubt, Mark.
Yeah, spent a lot of time, quality ball player, helped set the standard for Black Sox, and where we're at today has a lot to do with that certain Mr. Dean Rice.
Wow, what an innings that was. And what a moment for the Black Sox skipper. Now, up to Venezuela to counteract. Start that off through Chirinos. On deck is Gonzalez with Casio. Confidence levels in the New Zealand national team will be high now. The piece is fouled away. Brilliant stuff, Mark. Kaisley picked his moment. Dispatched that ball over the fence.
Sole focus and sole job for Jeremy right now is going to be that he gets this hitter out. Swing and miss and does a great job. Really important.
It's important to get back up those runs and get the 3-on-3 down if you can.
Here's the strikeout pitch. Drop ball down into dirt. Shannon scoops it. However, retires Chirinos on the strikeout and the first out, more importantly, in the fourth innings. The leadoff hitter plays a key role, offensively, defensively. When you're in the field, the most important out of the inning is to get that leadoff hitter out. On the other side, offensively, he's the most important guy for you to get on base.
Franklin Gonzalez. Top of the fourth. One out already. And a 1-1 count on him. One ball and 2 strikes. Venezuela in centre field. Wanted to stay here. This is stance. Oh, full of concentration. Leaves that.
Outside, 2-2. 2-2.
Nice piece too. That's big. Steadying himself for the take. And the outfield is Ben and knock up. Not quite as crisp as Gonzalez would have liked.
Just a different sound to the ball that Reece hit, wasn't it? Maybe off the end of the bat. Just missed it a little bit. Rise ball up in the zone. Good swing. Good swing from Gonzalez. Well played by Beninoka. Knew how much space he had. Comfortably underneath it.
Ball.
Casio. New Zealand following up that wonderful effort in the bottom of the third. Solid start to the top of the fourth. 2 outs. Another big swing from Mark Casey.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
That wraps up the top of the fourth. Still 4-1 in favour of New Zealand as they go to their fourth turn and back.
Taking care of business there from Jeremy Manley. Great job, especially after we scored those runs that inning. It's important not to let the guard down. Drop ball down, struck him out. 2 strikeouts from 3 batters that he faced that innings. So back into the groove, doing a perfect job. Staying ahead of the hitters, controlling the tempo, and working the strike zone and the plate to try and extend it on the hitter.
Well, of course, we know too that Latino friends can live and ride on their emotions. They'll be a little demoralised after enjoying that lead. That was pegged back by Shannon's home run to right field. And that took a serious dent, that confidence for the Venezuelans, with 3 runs coming in off the captain's wonderful knock.
Give me the ball. Catch the ball.
I just seen Jones. I just saw Ramon Jones rub the ball on the ground. The umpire Cole was out there. Polk was out there pretty quick. You've probably got to give him a quick warning here. Tell him to get back to the business and just throw the ball.
Rub the ball in the dirt.
The same for everyone.
But no ball.
It's become the sideshow.
He can't put the ball in the dirt.
As he gets out there, oh, accidentally dropped it. Yeah, we'll just, whoa, no, we'll just. We'll discreetly rub it on the ground. Oh, no, I'll throw it in the dirt. Poor old Flores back there. Look at him, he's gone. Hey, buddy, don't take it out on me.
7 or 13. Substitution, Venezuela.
People having a great day at the ballpark.
7 in.
Wonderful conclusion to what's been a brilliant week and a half of softball as Thomas Markia prepares to take his spot. Paddy Shannon on deck, followed in by Butterillo. Markia's first pitch. And as Mark's already mentioned, Ubanea can't be brought back into the game. Jones at the moment, a little high on emotion, takes some of his focus away. 1 ball and 1 strike here on Markia.
Thomas Markia with a long and distinguished career for the Black Sox. A lot of experience. World-class ball player for much of his career.
That's more like it for Ramon Jones. Getting back to what is important to do. Throw those strikes off the mound. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, they won't want, his teammates certainly won't want Thomas Markia on. Lead-off batter in the bottom of the 4th. Markia drives to shortstop. An easy out on first.
Rivero just been a rocket shortstop, hasn't he? Anything that he can get his glove to, you can be assured of an out. Mr. Reliable. That's what Ramon Jones should be concentrating on, getting those ground balls inside of the plate. Nice, soft hands, over to first. Comfortable out. Certainly not an easy play to complete, but Rivero makes it look really easy.
They've already played a full game today, and it was a tough encounter with Australia. To get themselves up again, to come up against runners-up from the last World Championship. A difficult task, not impossible. Condolences to the Australians who no doubt would have come across anticipating a chance to defend in the final. Ousted one game. Shy.
Yes, 1-1.
Some might have experienced some surprise when Balassi named a team with kindly referred to as veterans.
2-2.
But, indeed. Those experienced heads been here when the heat's been on, they keep cool composure. Eddie Max, Shannon. High ball to second base. It's taken there by Chirinos. 2 outs. Torren Bartolomeo into the box now. Got a substitution here.
Jared Martin on deck, top of the order.
Jared Martin coming in for a pinch hit.
Substitution, New Zealand. 46 is out. 11 is in.
Pretty sure they won't be leaving him in at third base. So just bringing him in for his stick. Looking to see if we can get some extra runs here in the second with 2 outs in the 4th inning. The greatest return for Jazza here this week. But I'm sure his experience, having been there before, having been part of World Championship campaigns, was captain in 2009, would have added a lot to the Black Sox and their leadership group.
Well, they talk about a family or a whānau, and he's one man who'll make a real difference in the team environment. Popular figure, softball fans, and so with players alike. 1 ball and 1 strike, 2 outs.
Ball. 2-1. Just down. Just down. Good pitch.
Jones certainly wanted that one.
Ball.
3 balls and 1 strike.
3-1. 2 outs. Jared Martin been brought in for a pinch hit.
3-1.
Debuted for New Zealand 2 decades ago. The man they call Jazza.
Ball.
And it's a free ride to first.
Re-entry. Thank you. Yep.
It's being his 5th World Championship.
New Zealand re-entry. 46.
So Bartarello will come back in after Jared Martin did his job, got on base. Bring the wheels back in, the younger legs, younger, faster legs.
And that brings Nuku up. A lot of the players have families, have crafted T-shirts to acknowledge their support for the individuals. There's Nathan's one. There's Nookman. Bit of a cult saying in New Zealand, which means very little to people from offshore. Can't make hide nor hair of it.
Yeah, probably not worth starting on it. It'll take too long to explain it.
I reckon. There's a piece. But it's been fouled away.
And just fouled.
Well, you can see. Just how quick Torren Bartarello is.
Well, Lang Harrow, son of Bob Harrow, the Australian coach, also an Aussie stealer yourself from 88 to 96. What was the feeling in the camp with the Aussies after the loss to Venezuela?
Yeah, speaking of the guys, you know, they're hurting pretty hard and they're very disappointed they're not playing this final game. But, you know, they got a few young kids in there and hopefully they've learned a lot from this World Series and obviously from the playoff games and that where they've played some hard games.
We're watching this innings together. You're quite impressed with both sides, aren't you?
Yeah, Venezuela got out to a start, and they play loose softball and have a lot of fun. But the Kiwis, their bats are starting to come through. Manly's doing a good job on the mound, and they're looking the goods at the moment. And
you're saying in your era, our commentator Mark Sorensen caused you guys a bit of grief, yeah?
Oh yeah, we took a lot of licks off Mark, and he's just an unbelievable guy, and he's great for the sport, and it's always a pleasure catching up with him.
You're more than welcome to give him a hard time on national television if you like, even international television.
No, he's still probably got a number on me, so I'll leave it at that.
All right, thanks very much for your time.
No worries, Dennis. Thank you.
That's good to see Tūmaku an ambassador for the tournament.
Oh, it's been a wonderful event. It's certainly proud to be associated with it, and guys like Lang that you've played against and you've battled against on the diamond for so long. It's nice to catch up with the universal language of softball that we've all got in common. And maybe years in between catching up, but it's like it was yesterday.
Nice hit to start off here.
One step too far. Great drive. As we say, the throw come in from Anoka. It's Nathan Nukunuku. There we see Anoka gets around there quickly, throws a strike in. Nate gets a glove there, ready for him. And does the tag.
One out. Payers, the third baseman.
Ball.
That one certainly was climbing. A little bit quiet there in the Venezuelan dugout.
They've ridden that wave of emotion over the last couple of days, and they've had a fantastic run. Could that be coming to an end?
Well, we know that Latin American people, South American people, full of emotion, lovers of life, and when they're a little dejected.
Ball.
New Zealand started off a little shakily.
2-2.
They're certainly warm to their tasks now. They're well positioned. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good work there from Jerry Manley. He had Heine warming up in the wings, but has resisted the temptation to bring him on, allowing Manley to just settle himself in there, and he's responded in the best possible way.
I know, looking back to the last World Champs in Saskatoon, Manley was disappointed he never got a chance to throw that championship game. It's a long time in between drinks, and it's a second opportunity. He's going to take it with both hands here. Maybe Heine was warming up down the sideline, but it's almost as though he's stepped up another gear. Got into a little bit of trouble there. Possibly saw Heine warming up and thought, nah, this is my show, baby.
Well, it's good that teammates keep each other on their toes and are always champing at the bit to get an opportunity to get in. Manly doing the business at the moment for the national team. Nice piece, but should be taken to centre field and is.
Venezuela's perfect catch for no runs off 1 hit. No runners left on base.
Unable to do anything about the score line. Their 5th turn at bat, Venezuela.
Catch comfortably taken by Anoka.
Well, the crowd are sensing that the Black Sox might be on the verge, picking up their 6th world title. And Mark, when you look at the numbers playing the game here in our country, internationally punch well above our weight.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. And it's you know, it's about the quality of your program. You know, it's about the quality of the athletes that you develop from that program. And we talked about riding the wave before. I think we're still riding the wave of a quality bunch of athletes that have been coming through the New Zealand softball system over the last 10 to 15 years. You know, you rightfully pointed out Jared's been a part of the campaign, part of the program for a long time. There's a number of other players within the group that have been a part of this side, and continuity is a key for success in sport. You know, yep, they've got up in age, and much was made of the disrupted build-up they had prior to this event, where they lost to a couple of club sides. But certainly Coach Collassi had his plan. Yeah, ideally they weren't going to lose those games, but at the end of the day, this is what they're going to be measured on, this event right here. And at the moment, things are looking quite good. We've still got 6 outs to get. Maybe one more run would be good to put that extra nail in the coffin, maybe. But Jeremy Manley's doing a great job on the field with his pitching, and it's up to the hitters now just to try and push forward for another run or two.
And Black Sox fans, please make some noise for one of your boys, Tyson Byrne.
Wonderful contributor. You don't want to start with congratulations too early, quite obviously. Softball, anything can happen, as we have seen already this week. Jones with his first pitch, and it's a goodie.
Strike one.
4-1 to be quickly eclipsed.
Ball. One.
Unlike before, where Jones seemed hell-bent on holding everything up, he's ripping into it now. 1-1.
You win.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Tyson Byrne.
Just an announcement that at the end of the game we will be having the podiums brought in through the gate in centre field. Absolutely no one else is to come on to the diamond, please.
Foul.
We
haven't quite seen the spring in the step from the catcher Flores as we did earlier today.
1 and 2.
And those springs seem to rust up just as the ball went over the fence off Gaisley's bat. Straight back to the pitcher. And through, easy out there, Johnny Zambrano.
Yeah, Flores gone a little bit quiet, hasn't he? When things are going well, he's right at the front of things in terms of emotion. They can see a dejected look on his face at the moment. Ramon Jones with the throw to first base comfortably takes out Tyson Byrne. Only 1 out, bottom of the 5th innings. Brad Rona off to bat.
Ball.
Inside with Rona. Remember, after he got hit, had a bit of a standoff. A real popular figure. That's lovely, isn't it? Suddenly he's going to get a big Christmas present, Mark.
Just looking for a big trophy at the moment.
Well, Jones is struggling here at the moment, isn't he? 3 balls and no strikes. It's hot out there, but I suspect it's not just the heat from the sun. It's causing him to be a little wayward.
The continuous playing is a good thing when you're leading, and the energy that comes from being in front is so much easier to put out there. But when you fall behind, all of a sudden you start thinking about, geez, we've played about 4 games in the last 2 days. Jones hustles off the mound. Wow.
Good
athlete, obviously. Ground ball down the left field line. He takes it himself. Don't worry about Paez. There he goes. Look at him. Scoot over there. Bare hands it. And wham. Across to first base. He can obviously throw overhand pretty well also.
I like your choice of words too. Reminds me of Batman cartoons.
Kapow.
Whoosh. Jones working hard still. Daniel Milne. On ball. 2 outs. 4-1. Championship final. Going this peak of softball here in New Zealand. Last time we played host as a country was 2004. And again to Paez. And that retires the Black Sox. Bottom of the 5th, still a 3-run lead. It's New Zealand who lead Venezuela 4-1 in the final. Well, the sun is shining down on the stadium here in North Harbour. Will it shine on the Black Sox seeking the victory here and their 6th World Championship? Well, we're 2 innings out from finding out whether that will be the case. Of course, a chance of going into extra time. But at the moment, confidence will be high, both in the New Zealand camp and around the ground with the thousands of New Zealand supporters who are enjoying not just the sunshine, but the wonderful softball that's been on show here over the past 10 days.
Number 22, Rafael Flores. On deck, the designated player, number 21, Edwin Linares.
Here's the inspirational leader of the Venezuelan team, who say not quite the bounce in his attitude we witnessed today, but still able to enjoy himself. They'll be well proud of how they performed at the tournament.
Absolutely. Certainly will. They've come a long way. Runners up in the Pan American Games last year to Canada. Just got on a roll this week. Played very well through section play. Didn't give up a single run for about 3 or 4 days until I think the first run they gave up was against Samoa. Played solid defensive, we've seen right here.
The stadium was brilliant, with all the nations' flags of the 16 countries that participated in this tournament. Flying high, one sadly at half-mast. Puts it on the inside. Flores looks up. The umpire pole.
Little wry smile there, coming back, as if to say, "You're kidding me." Still smiling.
Ball, 2 strikes. High hopper. And Flores finds himself on first. We're not done with you. Here we go. Add to their chances. Flores on first. He's Manly. They smacked that ball, but it was cued. Showing a good eye. There's Linares. Not over yet.
come out swinging in the 6th innings.
Ball.
Flores not the quickest between bases.
You might find that he gets halfway down and runs out of gas. Starts hitting some jitterbugs.
Hernandez putting plenty into it. Just didn't quite connect with the leather.
1
and 2.
Naris is a DP, hitting in the number 4 spot in the order. Certainly in a position where they want some power numbers, power production, so he's not getting cheated at the plate, taking a really good cut.
Wow. And they come much straighter than that. Linares walked us 2 times at bat. This time walks in a different direction.
Strikeout pitch again. Drop ball on the outside half of the plate. Perfect. That's where that last drop ball should be. I think the one to Flores is possibly a little bit higher, and he managed to get his bat on it.
Sobrano. Jeremy Manley been very good on the mound. Suggested he had an upset stomach through his efforts yesterday. He was the kingpin in the win against Venezuela. And the minor started off a bit shaky. There's the out, the double play.
Double play, nice work. That's a huge lift for the Black Sox in the 6th innings. Runner on first. Ground ball to Nuku. Flicks it across to Byrne. Rano, there it is. Across to second. Over to first. Bang. Out by a step or 2. The byproduct of hitting the ball so hard. Nice. Smooth.
Great scenes here at the stadium. And it'll be here long after the tournament is gone. The refurbishments here for softball to enjoy for years to come. Venue looking great. Some famous faces there.
There's Ellen Classy. Mother on the left there. Mother of Edie Classy. And Chris, Coach of Samoa. Classy name's a big softball name in Auckland and New Zealand softball. I'm sure she's rightfully proud of Eddie and Chris and the performances of their teams this week.
Softballer herself too, isn't she? Mum?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yep.
But look, we've spoken about it being a family game, and you don't need much more evidence than that. The Lassie family have been brilliant contributors to New Zealand softball. Enjoyed seeing this man, Greg Pole for the USA. Greg, don't scuff the ball, Pole.
Yeah. I think we saw the Venezuelans just roughing it up a little bit there, but that's all right. Coach Kalesi, I'm sure a lot of emotion going through his head at the moment. Thinking about...
I haven't seen a smile all week, Mark. Might see one in the next little while.
Absolutely. Carrying the weight of a softballing nation.
Sure, well, you know, I can relax when the job's done.
Everybody that's come here from overseas has appreciated what you've done for the tournament. Thank you very much.
Captain Casely.
High for a strike on Reece Casely. For a ball through. 1-0.
I think you see too much of a smile on Casely's face. He did raise his arm in triumph when he felt that sweet spot. Knew that the ball was sailing over the fence to bring in 3 runs. But he too's been around for a long time.
Come back, you know, from from some heartache prior to the tournament. You know, reconstruction surgery of his shoulder back in October, November. Was battling against the clock. Got to a stage where he could hit, but throwing was still a problem for him. But done a great job here leading the Black Sox. And certainly, as we saw with the 3-run home run that he hit, back in the third inning, has provided.
And then it really is a mark of a champion, isn't it? You come back from adversity, hold your place in the team.
Absolutely.
Pretty good commentator too, I might add. Yeah, Reese is pretty good, mate.
Had his shoulder surgery. Sat alongside you.
Been a pleasure to work with you too. Mark Sorensen, both legends of the game, has been a knockup. Comes into bat.
Ball.
Not taking for granted the 3-run lead. Vinoka shake round for a bunt there. Possibly looking to advance Kaisley to second. Thomas Markier on deck.
Followed by another home run hero, Patrick Shannon. There's the bunt. Good out on 2.
I think we can all learn a lesson or two from the Venezuelan defence here today. They've just put on a clinic. Baez fielding that bunt comfortably and just throwing off balance to second base to get Kaisley. Look at him moving in, the ball there, fields it, throws it off balance, straight to second base where Chirinos takes the catch comfortably and the lead out for the Venezuelans.
No, there wasn't one. No, there wasn't one. There wasn't. Hey, that's an automatic call. It's an automatic call. It's an automatic call. If it happens automatically. It didn't happen.
Some kind of question asked there. Not sure about the play. But moving right along. Thomas Markier coming to the plate. Ben Anoka on first. 1 out.
Great job. Make a man of please. Thank you.
Take it home.
Crowd applauding a catch in the stands.
1 strike. Ball.
That's a high rise ball, the quickest rise I think he's thrown today. Most of the others he's tried to take a little bit off.
Markier with a knocker on bag. Squares him up. One in the book for the pitcher.
1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2.
This might be the last time the old Warrior hasn't had bat in the Black Sox uniform. Been around a long time, been a part of a number of campaigns, as I mentioned. Love for him to go out for the bang.
Number 2. Good steal. Beamed out. Thought he'd done enough.
Attempted steal from Anoka. And Flores behind the plate. Look at him. Snaps it down there. Very close play at second. Touch and go.
Here we go. Let's play.
Argentinian umpire Javier Penaroya says he was out. We heard from the crowd that they possibly disagreed when they saw the replay.
So a full count now. Thomas Markia. And he gets one beautifully taken too by Franklin Gonzalez.